Hi there, my name is Anika Kay. I am the director of the Appelo Archive Center here in Naselle. You're joining us today in our upstairs local history museum. Behind me here, you'll see we have an exhibit display of the Wahkiakum West Telephone Company. And this is a key marker for history here in the area. Our founder, Carlton Appelo, he worked at the telephone company with his father, Arthur Appelo. And Carlton was a special guy because in these telephone directories that the telephone company used to put out, just for fun, he decided to go ahead and add some historical information, photographs about different areas in the community. And he didn't need to do that, but it was just an exciting little piece that he added for everyone who received a telephone directory to just read through and take a look at. And he's done them on Altoona. We have Napton, some of the towns that are no longer in existence, such as Frankfort. We do have Naselle and Deep River, of course. And what we've done here at our archives and in the bookstore, we've gone ahead and taken out the actual insert and made it into its own book. And we have all of those available here in our bookstore and in the library. The telephone company started out really small. In fact, back in the 1900s, telephones were very, very rare, and not many people had them. And what was set up initially was called a farmer's line, and it ran on a battery. They didn't have electricity. And the farmer lines then became a party line, and to be a courteous party line phone user, you really weren't supposed to listen in if you heard someone on the other line. You're supposed to ask for permission to make an emergency call if someone else was on the line. And they even had in the telephone books, they had these ads for being a courteous and thoughtful party line phone user. Now, for many of you viewers out there, you probably are familiar with this type of telephone, but for a few youngsters, I'm sure it might be new. We have over here on display is what's called a rotary telephone. And I did have some kids visiting us here in the museum one day, and they wanted to push these. And as you know, that's not how it's used, and you do put your finger in and turn the dial, which I know a lot of you know how to use, but I gotta say, a lot of the younger generations were very unfamiliar with how this worked. And so then you would have to do all your numbers, and then you would be able to talk to your friends. So here you'll see an old telephone operator's switchboard. And so when you wanted to make a call, you would pick up your phone, from a rotary phone probably, and you'd pick that up, you'd buzz in the operator, and it would make a noise here. She would go ahead then and patch you in here to one of these lines, which was separate for each house and each person. They had their own line. So then they would tell you who you wanted to call, they'd patch you in to that person, and then you would be connected. And some of the different names of the different lines that there were, they were based on different areas of the location, and there was numerous people on one line. And there was the Upper Salmon Creek line, Deep River Farmers line, a local line, Deep River Log Camp, Harrison, Grays River and Central Line, Rossburg, Lower Salmon Creek, and of course, Naselle. Up here, you'll actually see a picture of Carlton Appelo, who did work for the phone company with his father, pictured here, Agnes and Arthur, C.A. Appelo. And when Arthur and Agnes first took over and became postmaster, they worked to extend the farmers' lines in 1919, and they were able to offer various lines in the upper and lower Salmon Creek and Deep River valleys. And Carlton here is our founder. of the Appelo Archives. He was very much into the local history, and as I mentioned before, which is why he put these inserts into the phone company directories. And ever since that started, he's been archiving photographs, collecting historical materials of the local area, and what's now become the Appelo Archive Center and Museum, where we house and archive local history and information.